Tonight, we hear from the man who was behind the wheel of a Walker County fire truck that wrecked last week. Good evening, I'm Latricia Thomas.
And I'm Kim Chapman-Whitfield. According to the Georgia State Patrol, the crash happened here on Old Lafayette Road, approaching the railroad tracks just south of Glass Mill Road.
GSP says the driver lost control of the truck and it dropped off on an embankment, turning on its side and catching on fire. We're now hearing about the moments leading up to that crash from that driver.
News Channel 9's Lily Butler has more on the moment he says he lost control and what happened after that. Lily.
Kim and Latricia, after searching for answers about this destroyed Walker County fire truck, GSP records we got Tuesday night gave us the name of the driver. The driver of that ladder truck that overturned said he worked as a mechanic on county vehicles and was having a normal day at work until he took the fire truck on a test drive after doing repairs. Chance Pendergrass says this fire truck, which now sits in the county road department lot, was brought into the Walker County Road Department garage for a low power issue. And after he completed the repair,
that day I took it for a test drive.
Test driving those kinds of county vehicles, Pendergrass says, was nothing out of the ordinary in his line of work.
That's not the first fire truck I've drove since I've been there. It's not, as I knew of, there was nobody, there was no protocol.
Pendergrass says about 30 yards away from the county garage, the anti-lock brake system light came on just before going over the railroad tracks on Old Lafayette Road near Glass Mill Road.
It wasn't acting crazy until I started coming down to the grade at the railroad tracks when the truck wouldn't stop.
He says he got the truck slowed to a roll. Then,
and when it rolled up and over the hump, this side brakes, the passenger side brakes locked, and I slid down.
Pendergrass says that's when the truck overturned. You can see the crash reconstruction on this GSP report.
And it was already on fire by the time I got out of it, and it burnt within 10 minutes, 15 minutes.
You can see that smoke in this viewer picture. Pendergrass says his supervisor was fired days later.
They fired him for allowing me to leave without having CDLs.
Pendergrass says the same thing happened to him a few days later.
That's when they told me they had no choice to let me go.
So we went back to the county to ask how much the replacement fire truck will cost taxpayers and if there will be protocol to prevent these kinds of accidents in the future. So we've got a couple more questions, but a spokesperson told us they are waiting for more information, including the results of a mandatory drug test given to any county employee involved in a wreck.
If I would have just pulled it out and not test drove it and it happened to somebody with CDLs, you know, I would have, if something happened to them, I would have still felt liable or wrong.
Now, the GSP report did show that Pendergrass was cited for not having the correct endorsement. We've also requested county records, including their report on what happened, through an open records request. We'll keep you updated. Kim?
All right, Lily, thank you. For more on our investigation into the wreck, visit our website, newschannel9.com.